You know what? We're gonna redo that intro because there was no sound. Let's do it again.
You're now tuned.
Mic check. Mic check. Waifu, waifu. Teliano, is that you?
Cleveland, this is for you.
This is episode 216 of Mic Check Waifu Waifu. As always, it's brought to you by patreon.com/Mic Check Waifu Waifu. Make sure we go to patreon.com/Mic Check Waifu Waifu to get early access of the video version of this podcast, to get access to the Patreon exclusive conversational podcast, The After Story, which is amazing, by the way. We just released episode 65. That episode was fire. We did planning for this show, and we also did the game jam, which means all the games that we are looking forward to and plan on playing in the future coming months. So make sure you check out patreon.com/Mic Check Waifu Waifu. Support us at $1 above. You get access to everything. So support us there if you can. We appreciate you. It's also brought to you by the GOATs over at patreon.com, our Patreon producers. Shout out to the Patreon producers: Dre, the GOAT G, J Lee Trey from Shogo High, Ked the Pro from Chaotic Culture and Shogo High, Explicitly, Monique Williams, Nachi, and Saphir. Thank y'all so much for producing this and many other episodes of the podcast. We truly appreciate y'all. It means a lot. It means everything to us. Welcome to episode 216 of Mic Check Waifu Waifu. This is the first time we're doing a live episode. We decided to do it because we didn't do anything special for episode 200. And because we're from Cleveland, the boys are from Cleveland, we decided to, why not do it of our area code, 216, and make it a special one. So here we are. Yeah. What up, y'all? Shout out to y'all in the chat. For those of you who are listening to the podcast version, this is just a normal podcast episode for you. So this might not be that different for y'all, but we got chat with us here today. So we're going to be getting some input from them for sure. It's gonna be a dope episode. Very, very dope episode, I feel. But before we get into all that, how you feeling?
Man, this has been an exciting week, bro.
My lips chapped.
Your lips chapped? Go ahead, hit that up. But no, bro, it's been a mad exciting week. I've been waiting to get to this. Super excited to do this. First of all, 216, I love Cleveland. I miss Cleveland, I ain't trying to move back, but I love it.
We ain't never going back.
But it's such a big expression of who I am, who we are, and then what we grew out of. So to be at this point, we hit 216 episodes of a podcast. To me, that's insane, bro. It's 52 weeks in a year. I feel like we popped off. We did something.
Yeah, straight up. We only missed technically 2 episodes. One of them was an episode that the audio got flucked up. Actually, no, we missed 3. We missed 3. Because we did 2 weeks off, but one with the audio was messed up, and obviously we lost somebody important to us, so we needed a break, so we stepped away for a couple of episodes. But listen, man, we here, and I'm feeling excited too. I woke up super early this morning to get everything together. It took a while to get everything together, and I still flucked up on the intro though, which is my bad, y'all. My bad. I think I figured because I set the intro audio to track 2 instead of track 1. Silly mistakes. But chat, how y'all doing? How y'all feeling? I know Ked said he can't stay, but Ked is in the chat, one of the Patreon producers who've been supporting us for fucking ever. Like, dog, make sure y'all go check out the Chaotic Culture podcast. Season 5. When season 5 starting? I hope it's starting soon. I'm looking forward to that. That man's a genius, man. I love his work.
Also, of all the podcasters that I have actually met, through the Twitterverse and everything else, Ked is the only one I met in person.
That's
Ked
true.
Mad dope dude.
That's true.
always gonna show you some love, bro. So we appreciate you being here.
Shout out to Saphir too, another Patreon producer. Means a lot to us. That Saphir has been here. I fucking can't episode 20 or some shit like that. He's been here forever as well. So we appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all, hey, Crystal, another Patreon supporter just popped in. Make sure y'all like the video for us. We would appreciate it. Subscribe to our YouTube, tweet the links out, retweet us. We appreciate that too. What was I saying?
Legend of Vash, mad love.
Legend of Vash, mad love. True. He on the road right now, so yeah. I know he driving, but appreciate him modding for us tonight. I was gonna go somewhere before I got into the rigmarole of the show. What we doing tonight?
Your polo way?
Yeah, my polo way. Fuck it, it's gone.
How are you feeling, bro? Other than this moment, right? Because we know what this moment is. But how was your week, bro?
This week, it was kind of nerve wracking, man. It was kind of nerve wracking because I was I had the idea on the After Story podcast. Make sure if you support us on Patreon, go check out the After Story. On the After Story podcast, I had literally zero up idea all week of what we was gonna do for the show, and I'm like, you know what? Why don't I take the time from the moment you text me like After Story? I'm like, you know what? That's the perfect opportunity to do a little episode of us just planning this all out. Because normally we like to be a little bit more structured, a little bit more organized with our shows, but we wanted this one to be. We said we was going to record this on that episode. We said we was going to record this one like nobody was going to be here. So it's just going to be pretty much a normal episode. Unless y'all have some input or if we have people in here talking, which I'm pretty sure we will. We just going to keep it normal though. But other than that, man, listen, I'm ready to go. As we start every episode, for those of you who are new and thought that we were two girls or girls that did this podcast, I'm sorry. Waifu is the brand. The boys is the product. So I just figured I'd throw that out there.
Alliteration is amazing.
Alliteration is the shit. But anyway, Tell, what was your episode of the week this week?
I'm in my meathead bag for this one. Bleach was amazing.
He in his meathead bag. How dare you take my episode of the week, you son of a bitch.
Fight me. Bleach is amazing, bro. Oh my God. I want to talk about it.
Yo, man, Bleach was incredible this week. Bleach has been incredible every week though, so it's kind of hard to say otherwise. I know we gotta change it up though. For me, episode of the week, man, there was a lot of nothing, man. To be honest,
your sleeper had.
My sleeper had what?
I mean, okay, it was kind of
decent. It was forgettable.
Okay, I mean, I remember it all.
I forgot a lot of it, so I can't even call it my episode of the week. Kez says Kenpachi is again prove that he is that guy. He is. He's just him. He's been him since moment one. For me, episode of the week, I'm gonna just go ahead and give it to something easy. In this jobless reincarnation.
Obviously.
Yeah, we got to see Rudy pop off for like 2 seconds in this most recent episode, but it wasn't much, man. It wasn't much this week. Before we get into our topic, though, I do want to say I finished Hoyoka again. A rewatch of Hoyoka is complete. Hoyoka is literally one of the best detective slice of life shows ever. It's a detective slice of life, and that's something that I should have mentioned last week when I was talking about rewatching it again. It's good. It's just sad that it ain't gonna be no more. You know what I mean? So I might actually have to pick up this manga or light novel. Actually, I think it's a light novel mostly. Yeah, it's a light novel mostly. And unfortunately, this is another one of the shows that was a victim of the Kyoto Animation unfortunate tragedy that happened when that arsonist set the place ablaze and we lost a lot of talented people. So that was one that also suffered from that, which is why it's a gorgeous show. And we probably would never get any more of it, unfortunately. So heartfelt sorrows to them again. I know that during that time when that happened, man, I was hurt. I was hurt because Kyoto Animation, that studio is one of my favorite studios of all time. We're gonna be talking about that in the topic of the show, but it sucked what happened to them. And like it's not only for like the culture, but just as a fucking human plate. Like it's Japan. Nothing happens in Japan, and it did. So it's unfortunate. Yeah. It's unfortunate, somber, sad situation. But to move past that, today's topic. Today's topic is something we always touch on many episodes of reintroduction, and this is one we're gonna hopefully get the help of y'all in chat to join us in on, because this is the turning point in anime. Now, I said it in our tweet that it's gonna be about anime that got us started for real, right? Like, everybody knows, like, most people's story starts off with Dragon Ball Z or something along the lines of that. But we're gonna go into different branches of our life, because everybody have a branch in their life where anime just became the biggest, or something became the biggest turning point for anime for you, like moment wise, right? Like, I always think about, this is about to be so fucking cheap and so cliche, but y'all gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. It was, okay, Dragon Ball Z is obviously my first anime ever. I used to record it on VHS in my living room, and it was during the Frieza saga. So everybody has heard that story before. It's that Frieza saga got me first watching anime, but I wasn't invested yet, because everything else I looked at was like fucking Big O, or I hated Big O, by the way, still do. Big O is trash. If you like Big O, I'm sorry, but it's garbaggio. Or all the stuff that came on Toonami around that time that I just wasn't fucking with, right? Like, I was just Dragon Ball. If it wasn't Dragon Ball Z, I wasn't interested. But the anime turning point for me personally, and this is just to kick it off, right, in a polar way.
We know what it is.
The moment that kicked it off for me, and I knew I wanted to go down a rabbit hole largely into anime, was Naruto. I know, very basic, but it's Naruto, and it's the moment when Sasuke and Naruto was fighting Zabuza. I talk about it a lot, but that fight in particular, and that moment that was the turning point for me, that was like, oh, I got to go see what else is out there, was the moment when he transformation jutsu'd into the giant shuriken thing and threw it at Zabuza. Zabuza dodged it, and he broke out of that clone. Dude, when he broke out of that, I was like, yo, this shit is crazy. This is live.
That was fire. That was a fire moment regardless, though. You know what I mean?
Straight up.
It had that whole, like, it literally was like a crescendo, because they thought they was going on this easy mission.
Mm-hmm.
Turned out you fighting an in-game ninja, a ninja that we shouldn't have even seen until Shippuden.
An absolute demon.
But it was amazing, bro. I agree. That's a good turning point for sure.
Yeah, man. And then from there, it was like, how am I going to watch everything else? Because it was so much shit. It was on a site that shall not be named. It started with a kiss and ended with an anime that I used to, and I was just growing down the list and scrolling through a bunch of shit, just like, yo, what else is out there? Kat says Big O started off well, but the end trash. Yeah, well, you know.
So one of my turning points, and a major turning point for me, would be like, so one of my first anime, I always say, probably the first anime I've ever actually watched was something recommended from my dad. It's called Ronin Warriors. It is basically Power Ranger anime, right? Yeah. But I loved that anime as a kid. Literally every time it was on, I would try and watch it. But a real turning point for me was like, I'm gonna say my freshman year in college. I was watching anime throughout the whole freshman year, but stuff like Naruto, that kind of stuff. But what got me was one of my friends on my dorm floor. Her name was Sam. She was like, "You should watch Full Metal Alchemist." And I was like, "Full Metal Alchemist." I've already seen Full Metal Alchemist, on and off, on Toonami.
Always, yeah. You always caught it at the end or the very beginning.
Right. I was like, I don't need to watch Full Metal Alchemist again. But I went back, I watched it from beginning to end, and it became one of the most life-changing stories for me, and revelations just in general. It changed a lot for me in terms of how I started just viewing anime. Like, this actually has a story to it instead of just something to turn on and watch in the background. Yeah. So that's when I started going down the rabbit hole. That's why I found that anime, switched around with the kiss, and then essentially that's when I started bookmarking and saving all the anime I was watching, because after I watched Alchemist, it turned on like a faucet, bro. I couldn't stop. Yeah,
dude. The site that shall not be named, Anime and Kiss, had like the best system where you could bookmark stuff. You can even download the full episodes. and like I remember having fucking the old E-Machines computer. I tried to download 2 episodes of Naruto, and that shit did not go well. That computer was chalked after that. It was all kinds of viruses. TK Baxter says Ronin Warriors definitely needs a reboot, in my opinion.
That's what I'm saying. Give it something more current and not so like they don't have to make the transformations all grandiose and make them take 15 seconds to get through the whole transformation. Just give us a nice, clean, quick one, like a good one. I think they could do it, bro.
Christian says Boruto needs a reboot.
It does.
That's a fact. Vash says Speed Racer needs a reboot. So what was the beginning anime for y'all? I'm gonna just put this question out here and we're gonna queue them up for when we so we can add it to the show. But what was the turning point for y'all? Yeah, we had our moments. Like I said, everybody started off with something like Dragon Ball Z or something like that. But what was that moment or episode of a show that just had you like, oh, I gotta dive deeper into this? So for me, going back to the turning points, another major turning point, and again, sorry, Christian, because he said he's going to have to take a drink every time I mention this one, but was the genre changing one for me. Because I was after the Naruto moment I just talked about, I was such a fucking meathead anime lover. Like if they wasn't banging, I wasn't watching. Like I'm like, yo, what the fuck are you? You not fighting, bro? Like, come on, what is this? Get to the fights. I was watching shit like. I was watching and enjoying shit like Code Lyoko. Like I fucking loved it. I love absolutely
Code Lyoko, and it was wild.
Yeah, I used to record Code Lyoko too. After a while, it was fucking weird. But I watching these shows, I'm going through and I'm finding different shit. Like what was another one? Obviously, I didn't catch Bleach until later, much later in my life, because like I said, during that time I was party promoting and shaking my ass in clubs and whatnot. But it was like this is about to sound crazy to say coming from me, but Inuyasha and shit. Like I used to watch early YouTube days. I used to watch fights on there, but that wasn't the genre changing point, because everybody know how I feel about Inuyasha now. It's garbage, but
yeah.
The genre turning point was me going through the site that shall not be named, and seeing something that had that hot symbol next to it. Y'all remember that it was always a hot logo next to it. Right. Yep. It was a hot symbol, and the hot was on fire, and it was all like glowing and shit. And it was I was going in ABC order, and that was the first time. The first thing I saw with that hot symbol on it was obviously the meathead shit. But there was one called Clannad, and I clicked Clannad, and I'm like, yo, what is this? I turned it on, and for some reason, it was something about that first scene in episode 1 that had me like captivated. I think it was like because it was under the cherry blossom or something, but the animation was so pretty that I'm like, yo, this is a fucking beautiful show. What is this? And it had a dub. Turned on a dub. I'm just going through and I'm watching it. I swear, maybe I think I spent maybe 15 hours in one day watching so much of this show that I'm like, yo, what the fuck is this? Is driving me crazy. And it was the first time that I'm like, this what is this? And I looked it up and I saw the genre said slice of life, and I fell in absolute love with it. I watched so much of it the first day when I clicked that link that I couldn't stop, man. I couldn't stop. And them stories that they were telling and the characters I was gradually starting to know and love, and like, yo, what is he doing? And when I found myself being so invested, I'm like, yo, I got to keep going. I got to figure it out.
Oh my goodness.
So that one is what turned me into what I am today, which is like a slice of life loving fiend. Like if it's a slice of life show, I'm all about it. Like all about it. I don't even like fucking meathead shonen no more. Maybe that's where my you know what? I think the moment. Okay, I'm gonna say that for another moment. But so, go ahead.
While Polo was in his Clannad metamorphosis growing
it's like
up,
2009, 2010 or something like that.
No, at that point in my life, the only slice of life I ever seen is Hamtaro.
Oh my god, it's not a slice of life, motherfucker. That's supernatural.
Shin-chan. That was my experience with slice of life at that point. But I would say
Shin-chan.
I agree, because like one of the things that I saw was like in the chat was a Pokemon. For quite a few years, actually, Pokemon had me in a headlock. Not specifically just because it was anime, because at that time I didn't think it was like specifically anime. That wasn't even my vocabulary yet. I just thought I was watching cartoons. But as I got older, my next kind of like turning point would be when I got married. So after I got married, I had a whole lot of free time. A
Mm.
whole lot of free time. Like, yeah, I was working a job and whatever, but I really was at home with my wife, and I would just be able to turn on anime at any point in time. And I think I was watching like it was almost as bad as college, because college I was able to watch like thousands of episodes. It was stupid. I was watching way too much anime, but in that point after I got married, I was watching a lot of anime, and it was kind of like that continuation phase for me. But I started to watch different stuff like that. Before that, I didn't watch like mecha anime at all. Like I wouldn't even like anime. And then that's when I kind of started to get into the mecha anime and started watching different things. Like it's one, and I can never find it. It's a post-apocalyptic anime with mechs, and they have to fight inside the mech, so they get out in Earth, they get sick and die. But I can't find it. I always try and find it on the sites that shall not be named, but I can never actually find it. But yeah, that was one of the like my first mech anime.
Your genre changing, huh?
Yeah, I wish I could give an actual name to it. But if anybody know what I'm talking about, if you have any idea of a post-apocalyptic mech anime, I know it was mostly centered around like
86.
Girls. It wasn't 86.
I know.
86 was
perfect. Perfection. All right, let's take a look at some of these ones in chat. So we got Crystal says for her turning point, Code Geass was her very first anime. What a crazy first anime to have. Code Geass to have you like, you locked.
Yeah.
You ain't going nowhere.
All kind of experiences in Code Geass. You got the psychological experience. Yep. You might as well go ahead and throw in some horror, some action, mech,
some slice of life in there as well when he's in school. Yeah, Code Geass might be perfect.
Mystery.
Christian says Gundam Wing. Ugh, mecha. No, I'm just kidding. No, there's quite a few mecha anime that I like. And I'm gonna talk about that in another turning point section. But Vash says the Monster Trio, Digimon, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh was his. That's a dope one. Yeah. He said he already got his drink in hand. And Legend of Vash says Code Lyoko, Hunters and Seekers need a remake. Great potential in the storytelling and animation. Ked the Pro from Chaotic Culture Podcast says my first anime was Beast King, Go Lion, aka Voltron.
Hey,
Ked, how old are you?
He hey, what you mean?
Ked got the anime of a 67-year-old. I'm just kidding.
Voltron was good, bro. That was fire when we was kids.
Hey, the GOAT of all mecha anime just popped in. Ash said, "Mecha hate wild." I'm so sorry, bro. Hey, Rob J, what's up, brother? Good to see you. So we're going through some Gundam points. Like, what was the some Gundam points? I just read Gundam in the chat and I just said it. So we're going through some turning points on like your first anime that had you in a headlock, that brought you into the anime verse in general. He said, "I'm 32, bro." My bad, Kay. My bad. You are all right. It's my fault. TK, hey TK, what's up, man? Oh, he on his different account. Oh, TK. Oh, they both you, TK. I'm bugging, bro. Okay, so my first anime was DBZ, of course. Yeah, like all of us. But Digimon, the movie was what locked me in. Digimon, the movie. Yo, I would never forget that movie because that movie is what made, I think, my brother go to Game Exchange, CD Game Exchange. I don't know if y'all know what that is or if that was a chain anywhere else but other than Cleveland. Go to CD Game Exchange and buy that PlayStation Digimon game where you had to take care of the Digimon and like scoop up his poop and everything like that. That shit was a great game, by the way. Great game.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, the blue one. What's up, brother? I ain't seen you in a long time. The blue one says Gundam Wing is a classic still. He said go back and watch it like it's new. Y'all make us, man. No offense, Ash, but that
Digimon movie was something fierce though, right?
It was fire.
If I can recall properly, it actually gave a sense of like real danger for a kid's anime.
Yes.
And it could have just been because I was a kid, but it actually gave a sense of danger. I feel like that's one thing that's very consistent among like in Digimon even to this day. They will make sure that the regular world is in danger every single time.
Yeah,
it's kind of wild. Like, come on, man, this is supposed to be a digital world. Let the regular world survive. Let them live.
Yeah, so we're gonna cue this up while we talk about the next turning point for us. But the next one is, what genre changing anime? What anime made you break the normalcy of your life? Like, if you are a mecha fan, what brought you into fucking slice of life or whatever case may be? But to go into this next one, for Ash's sakes, okay. For me, man, the only time that mecha got me, and this sent me down a rabbit hole of mecha. This is when I started watching Evangelion, or when I picked up Code Geass. But it was, shout out to Legal Overdose, who's a gaming buddy of ours. He got me hip to fucking All Noah Zero, bro. It was All Noah Zero that had me like, oh, that's what this could be. And it was much deeper than just a mecha anime. It was like a story with so much depth that I'm like, yo, I need to find more of this. And this is when I went to the internet, like scouring and asking people, like, what is some good mecha anime? And that's how I got led to Evangelion eventually, and watch all of that, which was fire, by the way, which is absolutely goated. But after that, I think I watched one of the Gundam shows, and I was out again after that. Nope. You know what it was? You know what it was, y'all?
What was it?
And I blame Twitter and the internet for this particularly. Darling and the fucking Franks kicked me all the way out of mecha again. I hate that show. That fucking ruined me, bro. It ruined me. Yeah, but
that show has a fan base, bro. You can't say that.
It does. I know. I'm about to get toasted online if somebody clip this out. But Darling and the Franks was something that I'm like, yo, this shit is absolutely terrible. Oh, Ash got one of his turning points in real quick. He said mine was definitely Gundam Wing. It had a 9-year-old me in absolute headlock. He said mom got the figures, the kits, everything. Damn. Eskenflone, that's how you said it, I think. And another show got me locked in too.
If we talking mecha, it was definitely Gundam Iron Blood Orphans.
That's recent, right?
Yeah, but like I'm talking about like when it felt like mecha had way more depth. And I'm not trying to insult the rest of mecha, because I did watch with the series of Burning Gundam. I watched that one too. I did watch some Gundam. It just wasn't a ton of it. But the Iron Blood Orphans, to me, just the story was so much more impactful. I guess emotionally, that it really just sunk his teeth in. So that was if we talking about mecha, that's what really got me into any sort of mecha. That's why I'm loving the Witch from Mercury right now.
That's still going? Sheesh.
No, I think that was done until Core 2.
Oh, sick. And then obviously the greatest mecha of all time is 86. One of the greatest anime of all time is 86. So keep that in mind. Let's take a look at some of these other turning points. Genre turning points for wait. Legend Bashes, them damn kids, and Digimon went through hell, like the world-ending apocalypse, and they gotta save it. Why do kids have to save it? That is wild. Genre turning points for Ash is easily Chobits. Wow, Chobits was really good. It's a classic. I do like Chobits. Well, you might have to go. That was another one that I was on the site that shall not be named after my Clannad binge. That was down at the same list. Chobits was right there. I'm like, oh, look at that. I'm gonna click this and I'm gonna watch it. And I watched it in like 3 sittings. It sent me down a dark path, absolutely being in love with slice of life and romance anime. Same. After Clannad, I was right there with you. I'm Chobits. I was going down the list. Christian says, why did he mention the mecha that shall not be named?
Hey, that ending was amazing.
Get out. I'm looking for a new host. TK.
Might find one on here. Interview.
TK does nothing says Toradora got me in a slice of life. Someone bet me $10 to watch it, and now I love slice of life. Toradora is one of the greatest slice of life anime of all time too. This is another one you got to watch. Absolutely pick this one up, Tel, for sure.
Imagine taking that bet and being like, yeah, I'm gonna take $10 to watch this anime. I bet you can't get through it. Whatever you get through, you're like, oh my god, it was so good.
I took $10 from him.
For $10, my life been changed. You know, I'll give you the $10 back because
TK got his life changed from and getting $10. That's wild. Okay, says Darling in the Franxx was very weird. Yeah, understatement. Toradora love, let's go. Yes, to be honest, my turning point was the quarantine, being stuck in the house and finally starting all the anime I wanted to watch. Vladimir had the binge challenge, so I started that and never looked back. Wow, the binge challenge got Rob Jaden.
Shout out to Vladimir.
Wow, yeah, shout out to Vladimir. And yeah, and you were a part of that binge challenge, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think what me, Panda, and Steve did the 100.
Oh, that's a different one. That's a different one than the Vladimir one. Okay, I got it.
But you know what was a huge turning point for me?
What?
Demon Slayer.
That's coming up next. That's definitely coming up next. Okay, so the first rewatch. Christian was talking about that. Crystal says, I have no go-to genre per se. However, I have noticed as of recent years that I prefer romance slice of life over the wholesome stuff more than the rest. Crystal, that's another turning point. IBO. What's IBO, TK? Am I bugging?
Iron Blood Orphans.
Iron Blood Orphans was just heartbreaking, but so damn good. I think I watched over like 100 anime. Wait. So during that bench challenge, you watched 100 anime? Jay Sawyer, what's up, baby? He says, if we talk about genre turning points, Grimgar, Fantasy, and Ash.
Oh my God.
Jay Sawyer just came in fucking with heat. He just came in with some heat. He says, if we talking genre turning points, Grimgar, Fantasy, and Ash changed my whole view on isekais. Yes. Easily one of the best isekais of all time. Kent the Pro. So while Sailor Moon is the most of our intros to Magical Girl Carceptor, Sakura locked me in. You know what? That was the first one I've watched too, and that's when I knew it wasn't for me, but I digress. Made me want to look into all forms of the anime. So the Magical Girl stuff, that's when I could never get in. Even though that one, the card captor was really good, actually. I'm like, I can't do it. I can't do it. Madoka Magica, I heard great things about that. I couldn't do it. Every time I tried. Voltron for Legend of Vash. Clannad After Story was mine. Polo is my spirit animal.
Polo gotta be somebody's spirit animal.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Everybody else I tell to watch that, they tell me they hate me.
Oh yeah, I hated you for sure. I hated you. I was heartbroken. I have never cried watching the anime until I watched that, and that was distasteful of you.
Distasteful, damn.
That was a horrible thing to do to your brother.
Darling and the Franks, I love it because why people hate it. It's so stupid, but in a fun way. Nah, Legend of Vash, that's on you. Yeah, you keep that by yourself. Like that cheese on your pancakes. Crystal also says, I will also say that even though my anime intake has increased in 2019ish, I no longer stick through watching shows that are horrible. I can't do it anymore. Yes, and that's one of the major things that I learned while doing this, and we're going to talk about that here shortly. And then Legend of Vash says, my genre turning point was the Rising of the Shield Hero. Isekai wasn't my thing until this. Having a great isekai storytelling. However, I have noticed that I enjoy whelmed isekai as well. Whelmed isekai? I'm not hip to that. Anyway, Madoka the Magic is goated. Maybe I'll try it again one day. I can't be having all these people telling me it's so great and not give it a whirl.
Give it a whirl, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so another turning point. Don't knock it till you try it. Another turning point. Now, one of the major turning points for us, and Tel mentioned it earlier, was Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer is such a big turning point for us personally because it's what made us start this podcast. So for those of you who haven't listened to way back in episode 1, there is episode 10, I want to say, of Demon Slayer. Yeah, because it was right after the the demon with the drums on his, y'all know what I'm talking about, the demon with the drums on his chest, and he was beating them and the fucking thing was changing. And I'm like, yo, this shit is fucking sick, man. This is the most amazing shit I've ever seen because it was so fire. And I was blown back. I'm like, you know what? I really want to talk about this, but I ain't have nobody to talk to about it, like, at all at the time. And I'm like, wait a minute. I know a guy named Legal. He watch anime too. I go to Legal and I'm like, yo, Legal, we should start a podcast. And I'm like, you know what, Legal? Never mind. You the most inconsistent. I told this to his face too. I'm like, you the most inconsistent motherfucker I know. Never mind. I'm gonna call somebody I know who is consistent. And I called Tel. I'm like, yo, Tel, I don't even know why you wasn't the first person I thought of, but man, we should really start an anime podcast. And it was that episode 10 of season 1 of Demon Slayer that got this shit started. Because from there, I'm like, man, it's too good to not talk about. And everybody that listens to us know how we feel about Demon Slayer. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's one of the easiest like shonen to keep up with. You're not gonna be lost in the story, you know. It's because it's not much there, to be honest. It's not really much there, but what is there is quality entertainment.
Phenomenal.
Big turning point.
Yeah, and 100%. Like, I don't know why it wasn't your first choice either.
I was bugging.
But hear me out. I'm pretty sure it went like you watching Demon Slayer, and in my mind it was more like hell yeah. But yes, bro, I was watching Demon Slayer, and I'm pretty sure I saw the exact same thing that Polo saw and was like, why don't I have anybody to talk about this with? And I should have thought just like he did. Let me talk to Polo about this because this is amazing. But yeah, 100% Demon Slayer was a turning point because it really gave us like that ignition to start something. You know what I mean?
Right.
So Demon Slayer was so much because from let's not even talk about just the sheer beauty of the show, but the motivation that it gave to us, and then everyone that we even associated with during that time in the anime community had something to say about Demon Slayer, whether it be good or bad.
Right.
So yeah, it was nice to have that ignition to the rocket with Demon Slayer.
For sure. And I would forever be grateful. Demon Slayer, we didn't read it, obviously, for those of you that know. We didn't read it, so we don't know how it ends. It could be Game of Thrones season 8 ending. Like, it could be trash, and it will still have probably one of the most important pieces of my life always because of this podcast. Like, this podcast is my job. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's what I do for a living. So it's like without Demon Slayer, we wouldn't be here, to be honest. And it's been incredible ever since, man. Like, truly. What else? As far as the slice of life, there was a turning point in my life where I only wanted to watch. And this is the time we were doing the podcast too. I would never forget it because I was listening to Blaname podcast, and Nay was talking about some slice of life that she picked up. And I realized that she picked up one of my goats, and that's Domestic Girlfriend. Domestic Girlfriend, it was a time where I went down a rabbit hole where I only wanted to watch drama-infested slice of life. Like, not happy romance or wholesome slice of life like Crystal was saying earlier, but fucking drama-filled, I want to see heartbreak and shed some fucking tears slice of life. So it was Domestic Girlfriend, Scum's Wish, fucking, was it? Oh, what is it? Yeah, Love and Lies. It's like shit like that. Like, it was all just a bunch of just awful, cheater, mean slice of life, and I was invested. I was invested in that shit for some reason.
You was watching what is it, Baddies anime?
Something. I was watching. It was basically smut, if you ask me, to be honest.
So Legendy Vash said Violet Evergarden.
Ooh.
Especially talking about that heart feel. I know how you feel about Violet Evergarden.
I love Violet Evergarden. It's one of the most beautiful shows ever.
One of the changing points for me, especially for like if we're talking about genre bending, it would be My Teen Romantic Comedy Snafu, because Clannad definitely impacted me a lot. But My Teen Romantic Comedy, which a lot of y'all may know, we're doing a rewatch. That anime specifically changed my perspective on slice of life, because Clannad just made me cry, broke my heart. But My Teen Romantic Comedy made me realize that I actually really do like specifically just the character development and how the story divulges itself around them. Yeah. So yeah, my Teen Romantic Comedy Snafu 2 Climax, all that. That was something that for me I took very personal when watching it. It was crazy how good it is. Now even just finishing the rewatch for the season 2, again, heart is crazy in a fluster right now,
bro. And that dude, that has, and I said this to Crystal, but that has one of the best absolute fucking like emotional scenes in a dub performance I've seen ever. Like, season 2, I took notes. We're gonna talk about this mostly next week, but it was episode 8. It was when Achiman asks for help from Yui and our girl. When he asks for help, and he's talking about how he don't want to be misunderstood. He don't want to be understood. He want to understand. Fucking got me, man. That performance was fucking sick. And that show in particular, and when we recorded, there was another turning point for me, and that was when I decided that I'm like, yo, the fucking dub and sub conversation is over. Like everybody that's, I prefer my anime dub. Shut up, doofus. Like it's that conversation is null and void now because it's on par. Like they're on par with each other because they're both so fucking like they could be so good now. The dub voice actors, like they could be so fucking. They're so talented nowadays that there's some terrible ones. Okay, I'm not gonna say they're all great. Now let me just take a step back and I say that they're all great, but there are some that are absolutely fucking perfect, bro. Perfect.
I would say our main voice actors in My Teen Romantic Comedy are phenomenal.
Yeah, and the teacher, I love the teacher too. Something about her voice gets me every time.
Some of those background voice actors sound unnatural.
Come on, man. Like, they're background voice actors for that reason, bro.
They could have recycled and had somebody drawn or accent or something, hold their finger to their side of their neck. And
I hate them. Get them out. All right, let's take a look at some more. Let's take a look at some more of these turning points. What I mean by whelmed is Legend of Ash says what I mean by whelmed isekai is that it's not great or bad. It's just great. Turn off your brain at him. Oh, okay. I got you. Like the overpowered stuff. Dope. Jay Sawyer says another turning point was trying to rewatch DBZ in my late 20s, and aside from some hype moments, the story didn't hit for me at all anymore. A negative turning point. That's a good one. I think that's the first one we got as like a negative turning point. Same, bro. Same. And I'm gonna piggyback off of Jay Sawyer right here and say, trying to watch Dragon Ball Super, I'm like, yo, this shit ain't for me no more. It was that and Black Clover. Now, maybe Black Clover isn't as bad as I say, or it is, but I mean, it's bad. It's very bad to me. I fucking hate that show. It's garbage. But Black Clover and trying to watch Dragon Ball Super now was like, ugh. I don't think I like the shonen no more. I think I'm done. Like I think I'm over this turn off your brain meathead shit. I can't do it. I'm not entertained anymore. I hate how it looks. I just hate the simplistic ass what's the word I'm looking for? Scaling, I guess. And not only in a way of like power systems, but power system and character development and blah blah blah. Like I hate it all that shit. Like this when I learned that DBZ or DB's Dragon Ball Super or whatever had just a structure that was so simple that it was never anything more. It was always tournament here, fight, train, tournament, fight, tournament, train, fight.
All tournament arcs.
It's all this train. It's training arcs and tournament arcs. It's just over and over and over. It's a played out formula. Jay Sawyer says it's absolutely a played out formula. It's awful.
It hits hard for the people that it's supposed to hit hard for. If you just want some action, it's not a bad show to watch because they do keep the animation somewhat up to par, except for Dragon Ball Super has some frames in it that looked like not transitionary frames. It looked real bad, but it hits for who it's supposed to hit for, which is not everybody. I would say a negative turning point for me has to be Twin Star Exorcist, and I'm saying specifically because the Twin Star Exorcist manga to me is still phenomenal and amazing to this day. But that anime, it made me change my expectations for anime and manga and how the story needs to be told. I'm not really particularly on like whether the manga and anime are exactly the same because I don't necessarily care. I just care if the story is good, right?
Right.
But when you diverge from the story, more than what that anime did less than half of the story, you know what I mean? Not even a quarter of the story. And it just did it so poorly that I was like, I don't even understand why people will watch this. Why are people watching Twin Star Exorcist when you could just read the story that is good? You could just read it.
Yeah.
It turned me off to some things. And then, Promised Neverland turned around and did the same thing again. But
ruined.
It's cool because now now I read way more manga than I ever thought I would have. You know what I mean? So I appreciate it. The negative turned into a positive. You know what I mean?
I was about to say that, yeah.
But it put me in that path to start reading more manga.
Ked Pro says, I prefer reading Black Clover, not over shonen, but some shonen I prefer to read than watch. Yeah, like I hope reading is a lot better than watching that shit because I mean, no, because it's literally for me personally. This is obviously a opinion. It's like assholes. Everybody got them. I think that show has one of the worst power systems ever created. Like we all know about ass pools. Every shonen show needs them. The One Piece got their ass pools. The Bleach has got their ass pool. We know that they exist. But something about Black Clovers when they get a new page in their book and it's just instant for them. I'm like, okay, I'm done. I can't fucking do it. You're the GOAT now. It's the same formula as Jay Sawyer talking about is played out. It's the same shit. Something drastic happens or scary happens, right? You're on the brink of death. You're on the brink of losing this fight. A new page pop in. Boom. And guess what? You mastered it. You're the GOAT at it. You don't even get a second to adjust. You're perfect. And then it goes on and it repeats over and over and over and over and over in a cycle that just didn't stop. The best thing about Black Clover is the villain. Well, a couple of the villains.
It's Zatch Bell without training.
It's Zatch Bell without training, bro. I hate it. What else? Christian says dub versus subbed is how you separate the veterans from the new anime watchers. The vets give you an answer. The newcomers give you the puzzled look. He said, I already watched Twin Star Exorcist and now I'm currently caught up because of what Tell said about the anime. TK. That's Twin Star Exorcist manga goes stupid, huh?
I love it, bro. I love it. It's so much more depth. The characters mean so much more. Our main characters didn't stop at the age of 12. They grown adults now. You know what I mean? It's amazing. Ugh.
Okay. Let's see here. What's next? What else turning point do we have in there that we need to touch on before we hit this breakup?
We got any? The last turning point I will go with is this.
Finishing turning points. Get y'all finishing turning points in the chat. Sorry.
It's specifically centered around how I perceive or how I'm going to take the first episode of an anime. Because Astro Lost in Space did it better than everybody for me. That 45-minute episode, and I can't remember the other anime. There's another anime did a 45-minute episode, and I wasn't impressed. But Astro Lost in Space did it so well that it was so hard not to watch it. And y'all know how we love Astro Lost in Space over here. But that anime, when you give us an opening for something and really try and like introduce the characters, but still kind of sink your teeth in, and then you actually get past that, that first 45-minute episode and find out that every episode there's a surprise without this like overwhelming, like uninteresting cliffhanger. Astro Lost in Space just did that so well without kind of giving you that tip tease that no one likes. You know what I mean?
Tip tease is a crazy term, and I think I'm about to start using it in my everyday life.
I ain't want to say the word.
Tip tease is crazy, Tell. That's I'm taking it. I'm using it now in my everyday life. Stop being such a tip tease. All right. That's amazing. That's perfect because literally Astro Lost in Space did it perfectly. It was a 45-minute first and it was a 45-minute end, and it was simultaneously wrapped up within those 11 episodes. I think it was 11 or 12 episodes. Beautifully done show. If you haven't seen Astro Lost in Space, go do it. Go do it. And then my final one before we get into the final ones for the chat, and then we go into our recommendations. My final one was it touches on what Crystal talked about earlier, and that's. She said since 2019, she stopped watching like everything, even if it was terrible. Same goes for me. And I just discovered that recently. I discovered that two anime seasons ago, because we used to watch fucking everything in every episode and not drop shit because we wanted to stay up to current. What up, Jay Lee Trey? Welcome, brother. He missed the entire conversation, but you want to stay current to all that shit, right? And I was like, I can't do that no more. I cannot watch everything, even if I'm not enjoying myself, because it started to get to a point where I'm watching 36 shows a week. 36 shows a week for the podcast, and I'm only talking about 4 of them on the show. So why the hell am I doing that to myself? And it was starting to become too much. It was starting to become unenjoyable. Like I fell in love. I fell out of love of a few genres. I fell out of love of horror because I just watched a terrible one. And it was like, why am I still doing this to myself? I stopped watching it. The comedy, just the comedy, like what's that new one that's out right now? Helk or some shit like that.
Oh,
like comedy shows like that I would normally watch. I can't do anymore. It's just I fell out of love with certain genres because I was fucking destroying myself watching so many. You know what I'm saying? So I had to clean out my intake. All right, so let's get the final turning points from everybody in the chat, and then we're gonna do our recommendations before we go into break. And then after the break, if there's enough people talking, we decided that we just gonna talk to y'all about anything, any topic that y'all want to talk about. We're gonna talk about it here in the second half of the show instead of doing a spoiler talk for this particular live episode. So let's take a look here. Oh, they coming in now. Christian says Konosuba got me really into comedy anime. Konosuba was one that I watched mostly all the way through and then stopped. I have to pick that one back up. That's a good one. Fear says, hear me out. Ahira no Sora made me give sports anime a chance.
Now, to me, it wasn't a bad anime. I think if you like slice of life, it's a great sports anime. But for me, sports anime, it had to be like Hajime no Ippo and Bakuro no Basket. Either way, those were my two sports anime that really got me in that bag. But Ahiro no Sora, if you like that slice of life, I definitely think that's the one.
Haikyuu is the only one that matters to me. And
it's fire.
Haikyuu is the only sports anime that I care about. It's the only sports anime that gets any attention from me. Crystal says, I learned about anime seasons from y'all, and that's really how I got into weekly watching instead of watching things off my list. Let's go. Wait, is that a good thing or a bad thing, Crystal? And then Jay says, I did the same. I only watch a max of 6 now per season. The binge and binge the rest when I get a chance. That change, Johnny, is what I think is going to make this experience much more better. That's what I like to say. Much more better for me. And she says, correction, I started dropping things this year. Oh, she started doing that shit recently because I was fully committed since 2019. Oh, God damn, you was watching everything. Jay Sawyer says the horribly animated first season of Kingdom forced me to start of Kingdom. Hold on, do I know Kingdom? I think I know Kingdom. Let me finish reading what he said first. Forced me to start the manga, and then that's when I became a manga reader. I was 300 chapters deep quick. Kingdom, I heard of the Kingdom, and it was not good.
You said you was 300 chapters deep in what?
Before he picked up after he picked up the manga, and he hasn't looked. Yeah, I did see this. I did see Kingdom. It came out in 2012. Yeah, that was that time I was going through slice of life like it was nobody business, 2012. And then Sword Art was my shit back then too. Christian says, so shonen is actually meant for the younger males. Signing is for the older gents. Shoujo is for the younger girls, while the Josie is for the older ladies. So Black Clover is extremely shonen. That makes sense. Hajime no Ippo was sports anime that got me into it. Yes, that's another great one. Let me chill. IQ isn't the only one because Tell made me watch Hajime no Ippo when we started doing this podcast. And I tell you, that was another one that I sat down and I watched all of it in like a week. It was all of it.
I think you said the first season though was good,
spectacular,
and I think it kind of fell off a little bit for you second and I think third.
Yeah, the third one wasn't that good. Yeah. I guess as fellow podcasters, you want to watch as much as you can, but that's unrealistic due to the increase of anime and also the increase of quality of shows too. Yeah, Jay, it had to be that. It had to be that. So Kingdom is better read than watching, or you could watch it and it's still good. It says it's a 73 on Annie list.
Yeah, I would even say like something like Claymore is a better read than watch.
Claymore I really like watching Claymore. I'm not gonna hold you.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying it's wrong because I think Claymore looks beautiful. The art style is phenomenal, but I enjoy reading it more.
Let me drop our Annie list links in the chat. So if y'all got if y'all got Annie lists, make sure y'all follow us on there. It's an incredible site, and you can see when we watch stuff and how we watch it or whatever. The ending of 7 Deadly Sins made me stop watching shonen as much. So a negative turning point for me. 7 Deadly Sins is unfortunate.
It was the fact that Netflix got a hold of it that
ruined it for us. Absolutely. Claymore's absolutely fire. TK Does Nothing says, y'all podcast is the reason I do the cuts I do for seasonal anime. I used to try to watch 20 plus a season trying to cram everything. That's exactly that's what I thought about too. I'm like, okay, let me even watch the bad shit so I can help people not watch the bad shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was the entire goal. Like, what was another one that was so bad? It was recent too. It was the mushroom dude who fired arrows and shit, and the mushrooms that was like eating up rust. What was that shit called? So y'all know what I'm talking about. Saboku. So
where you said the mushroom was eating
Sabiko Bisco or some shit like that.
Yeah, bro.
I hate that show. That show is terrible. Fear says I ought to watch and read, to be honest. Jay Sawyer says the read is amazing, but Kingdom art style get way better in the later seasons of the anime. Oh, I might have to check it out. All right, I can listen and watch now. I was busy. Hopefully Turning Point wasn't off topic. No, it was perfect, Rob. It was absolutely perfect. TK Does Nothing says Claymore needs a reboot. Oh my God, how fire would that be? And crazy. It sounds like Vinland Saga is a better read for me than watch, but the watch is enjoyable though. You know, it took Vinland Saga to get to the end for me to be like captivated. Fucking Fear. Bisco. Okay. Gleipnir.
Oh man. Yo, Gleipnir, and hear me out. We've said this before. Gleipnir, what it suffered from was composition issues. If they literally had switched some things around, it could have been a significantly better anime.
An amazing anime.
Significantly better. What would we have put it around? Like a 6, something like that? Like,
yeah. It would have been about a 6 or a 7, 6.5, 7.
Like, what was it, episode 10 or 9? If they had moved that to like episode 2 or 3, it would have made so much more sense, and we would have been like, this is an okay anime. This is okay to watch. I'm not hating this, but man, composition means something. It matters.
J. Lee Trey says it's like Orient. Orient is a great read. It's not too much watch. Listen, was it Crystal? Crystal, was you watching Orient with us? I think she was. That shit was garbage.
Yeah.
Garbage. Gleipnir needs a reboot, Christian says. Soul Eater needs a reboot. He said, Rob J says, Bobo was the best anime ever.
Second best.
It was maybe top 5. Bobo.
We're not putting it over ReZero here.
Never put it over ReZero. Not never. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to give our recommendations, and then we're going to take a quick break. We're going to play the intro again. So for those of you that came in late and didn't see the new intro video, we're going to play that again. We're going to play a song, and then we're going to come back and we're going to do topics straight from y'all. So whatever y'all want to talk about in chat, we're going to talk about that and then head out. So we're going to do the recommendation roulette like we used to do back in the day. We're going to roll a random number generator. I'm going to go ahead and spin it, and you're going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and spin the year for us. Random number generator. All right, where should I start? Let's do 2010. No, 2008. We're going to do 2008 to 2023. Okay. Generate the number, and it is 21. Oh, that's easy.
That's so fresh.
Yeah, 2021. Anime recommendation for 2021. What am I going to give y'all this year? Or this time? Jesus. I see all the shows I dropped that year.
Right. All right. I got one I want to recommend.
Okay.
But I'm gonna let you keep looking a little bit.
You can go ahead.
As an artist, 2021 gave us something amazing.
Oh, I already know what this is.
They gave us Blue Period.
Blue Period is fire. So sorry. For those of you who are listening to the podcast version of this, I just looked over at chat and J. Lee Trey says 2021. Jesus, COVID year.
No, but oh man, yeah, Blue Period.
Blue Period was fire.
Fire, amazing. Especially if you're an artist or have an artistic eye, it is everything.
Hey, Rob J, that teacher in Blue Period, she was a waifu, bro. He might have. Hey, judge me not. They even drew. Listen, hey, she was fired, bro. Anyway,
that was your waifu, huh?
That was my waifu. So mine's is going to be, I talk about this show all the time, and it's coming out with a season 2, I believe, next season. And it's, I think Fear watched it with me. But it's, or he would feel me on this one, I should say. It's bottom tier character Tomozaki. Mm-hmm. Bottom tier character Tomozaki is what Love Don't Cost a Thing is in anime form. And if y'all don't know what Love Don't Cost a Thing is, with Nick Cannon and Christina Milian, where Nick Cannon was the fucking science nerd or whatever, and Christina Milian was the popular girl, and she make Nick Cannon the popular guy by, you know, giving him a full makeover. That's basically what bottom tier character Tomozaki is. I fucking love that show. And season 2 is coming out next season, so I'm looking forward to that. It was incredible. Let's go, Rob J. Let's go. Okay, so again, we about to take a quick break. Knew you was gonna say that one. We're gonna take this quick break. We're gonna come back. We're gonna play the intro again for we got a bunch of new people in here that didn't see the video version of our new intro. We're gonna play the intro again, and we also are going to what was I about to say? Oh, take topics. It's a bunch of topics already coming in from the chat. Take topics from them and just fully divulge in whatever y'all want to talk about. So no spoilers this week, obviously, because this is a live show and we ain't trying to, you know, do that to anybody here. We just gonna talk about whatever we want. All right, so we'll be right back. Intro first, song second, and then we coming back. Check it out. I hope y'all like it.
Waifu.
My fault, it was no sound.
You're now tuned into Mic Check Waifu.
And welcome Black to episode 216 Mic Check Waifu. Shout out to y'all. Y'all was chatting it on up during that conversation. I got to unmute. Yeah, he's unmuted. Shout out to y'all. We appreciate that y'all like the intro. I'm about to post it to our Twitter actually as we speak. So since it's out now, since I can finally fucking post about it, fucking love it, man. I love it so much. Okay, there we go. All right, what's some topics? What we talking about here? What we got here? What we got going on here? The intro was amazing. Thanks, Jay Lee. The intro, Legend of Ashes. Yes, the intro was heard and it was amazing. Thanks, bro. Great work, y'all. Appreciate you. Standard has been raised. Lo-fi style is consistent, very much so. It wouldn't be us if it wasn't lo-fi. Okay, so let's take a look here. I think I saw somebody put up a topic idea in here. Let me make sure
it was
what's up?
Christian said it was a top 5 guilty pleasure watches.
Top 5 guilty pleasure watches. That's easy and quick. Let's do it.
Chivalry of a Failed Knight.
Freezing.
This is another easy one for me, but just off the top of my head, Full Metal.
That's not a guilty pleasure. Guilty pleasures are trash shows that is objectively trash.
What's objectively trash that I enjoy watching? Hamtaro, I do. I turn on Hamtaro, bro. I don't care. I love Hamtaro, and
That's definitely a guilty pleasure.
It made me watch something called Foxtrot 1, which is an anime about animals. So yes, guilty pleasure.
Freezing is goated. Hamtaro supremacy. I hate both of you. Jay Sawyer says prison school. Yes. It's high school's DxD for me. Boost.
Let's say what was one?
Oh, mine's gonna be etchy probably.
Oh, can I do a read?
It's ham. I hate everybody in this chat right now.
Because I love y'all. I love y'all for showing up for me. Closest Neighbors is a guilty pleasure read.
Oh, guilty pleasure. Closest Neighbors is crazy. That's full smut right there.
It is, but it was good.
Come on, man. I'm a victim here now. I'm gonna say. Let me get out of the etchy category. To Love Ru, I saw. That's a good one. Hamtaro Supremacy, I hate it here. Freezing was goated. I would have to say what became a guilty pleasure that was fantastic was The Devil is a Part-Timer, man. Shout out to Bible Black J. Hey, you in a whole another topic.
Gundam Build Fighters Try.
Domestic Girlfriend was a guilty pleasure? Shit. I'm full guilty. Let's say I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna go recent. Classroom for Heroes is not good, but I love it. And that's this season. Bible Black is a hood classic, Jay Sawyer. Oh my gosh! Listen, I can go down a list of hentai. We need a hentai episode. Hey, Jay Lee Trey, you trying to get on that?
Shadow's House.
Yeah,
and I'm only saying it because I know you don't like it. I don't actually know the consensus of everybody else, but I love Shadow's House. So yeah, Shadow's House for me.
Redo of Healer.
What?
Redo of Healer is my guilty pleasure. Oh shit!
The way of a house husband.
Way of the House Husband. That's a good one though, ain't it? I heard word on the street.
I mean, to me it's good, but I can only go based off what my co-host is saying. So my co-host didn't watch it, but I think it's amazing.
Rob J says World Ends Harem. Yes, you are a good man, Rob J. You are a good man. Crystal says I like Shadow. I like Shadow House season 1 too. I couldn't like it was a lot wrong with it, but I watched it all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, TK says same. Redo of Healer was crazy, but I enjoyed it.
And then one more, the Unbreakable Machine doll. It's that school tournament arc anime style that I got from Korea Fell Night. It's not good, bro. It's not, but I like it.
Everyone here is a bunch of filth. I'm going to stay in my happy, wholesome lane. Crystal says, okay, so what else? We had some more. God of High School. Oh, the webtoon, not anime. Oh, thank God, Kristen. I was about to cry. What was Jay Lee Trey topic? What do you have for us? Or did somebody repost it? Oh, yeah, it is. Top 3 summer anime misses that we thought was about to be fire. Yeah, I'm gonna say it, and I still think I enjoy it, but I know it's not that good, and that's Liar Liar. That's one of them. Ooh, Goblin Slayer, TK says. That's another guilty pleasure. And I'm watching season 2 too. Judge me not. Liar Liar for me.
That we thought was gonna be fire, but they missed.
Yeah.
First, I'm gonna start with JJK.
Stop the cap. What is hello?
I'm clearly playing. Calm down.
Doofus. Anyway, my unique skill makes me OP even at level 1.
Yeah,
miss. That's miss.
One. And then Rurouni Kenshin, because they shouldn't even dropped it.
Nah, yeah, they shouldn't have dropped Rurouni Kenshin. Nah, that's a big no. We do not support that at all. Yeah, I'm waiting for the rest of the. Oh, there's a dub for Liar Liar. I didn't even know.
Yeah.
JJK mid. Stop the cap. Why is everybody capping in the chat today?
Hey, it's not cap when everybody agree. It's all facts.
Come on, man.
I thought Ayaka. That's one that I thought was gonna be.
Yeah,
that's not true. I thought it had a chance to be good.
You was about to pick it as your sleeper. I remember.
I was, and I'm happy I didn't. Man.
Also, Dark Gathering was ... Jay Lee Trey says.
I feel you on the Dark Gathering because it's okay, but it's not great. It's not. It's something. It's almost. I guess it was. I could say it's my guilty pleasure to watch right now.
See, bro, a lot of these shows I'm just not watching. Oh, The Girl I Like Forgot Her Glasses. That's my third one. There it is. Oh yeah, and it was your sleeper. I think I got that bookmarked in our tweets, by the way, Jay. Or ain't your bag. You should still watch another. I try to make everybody watch another all the time. That's one that actually got me. And horror ain't my bag either.
Ayaka just sigh. Yeah, Ayaka's a big sigh. That's a big sigh.
The Glasses manga is a hitter. Wait, The Girl That Forgot Her Glasses manga is better? What's an anime you... yeah, Rob J says, what's an anime you never see? I can't see this because this fucking emoji thing is in the way. What's an anime you never seen, but you know you will never watch? Rob J says. That's a good one. My favorite is just Sai again. What's an anime you've never seen, but you know you'll never watch?
Let's go to...
I gotta go.
Browse.
Hit up Annie list real quick.
I was gonna say, is there a way to see what's the top rated, like just the top rated of all time?
You know,
I'm pretty sure some top rated ones that of all time that I'm not gonna watch. Like, hear me out. I just stopped reading One Piece because I wanted to go anime only. But I almost feel like I just might as well keep.
Come on, man. Come with me.
But that's not to say it's bad. It's just like, come on, man. If I just watch it, I can see what One Piece is 30 chapters before you do.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, Rob J is spitting right now. JoJo's never touching that shit. Not with a 10-foot pole.
I tried, bro. I tried my damnedest, my hardest. It's not for me. It ain't.
I say this every time JoJo is brought up, but that's a perfect one for me too, Rob J. JoJo makes my ass itch. Something about that art style and the way I hate it. I hate looking at it. Can't do it. Won't do it. Oh, Crystal says to Rob's answer, I never seen Naruto and never will. Interesting. Yeah, that one hurts a little bit, but I get it. TK Does Nothing, Black Clover, Kingdom, and Ajin. Yo, Ajin is actually fire. a Jin, I should say. It's actually fire. But Black Clover, yo, please don't do it. Don't do it. You don't have to. I promise you don't have to. You might even be the best man for not watching it, to be honest.
I'm trying to find one that
it's not a lot, right? Like, I've seen so much, dude. It's so hard to even know. I'm still going to eventually finish One Piece. I've been enjoying it since I remember at the start of this podcast. I'm like, I would never watch One Piece. I was dead wrong. I picked it up in like, I think 3 weeks of doing our podcast. I was 500 episodes in. I'm like, oh, this shit's fire. This is actually fire. So I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna pick that up again one day. But I can't think of anything now besides JoJo's. Really, any Gundam shit. I'm probably never picking up anything Gundam.
Come on, bro. I'm trying. I don't know, man. It's not. I don't see many in here that I haven't watched or wouldn't watch. I'm just looking at like the top 100. Because I feel like it's way too much anime to say anything specific. It's probably just JoJo's, and let's say Saint Seiya. What's that? That I'm not gonna watch Saint Seiya. I don't think I can do that.
Saint Seiya. I'm actually shocked at that one.
Maybe teasing Master Takagi-san. Maybe I'll never watch that.
Oh, it's so good though. Talk about wholesome. You cool on the big three? Yo, I get it, Rob. I get it. You cool on the big three, but I will say all of them are fire. I said it. They are. One Piece, I've been. Huh?
Jay saying case closed? What? All 1,200 episodes?
You're not going to touch 1,200 episodes, bro? That's crazy.
He touching 1,200 episodes of One Piece. He can touch 1,200 episodes of Case Closed.
Ain't nobody touching no fucking 1,200 episodes of Case Closed.
Yeah, to be fair, I'm pretty sure I've only watched like 300 of them.
I only watched 3.
Yeah, but Case Closed is good, bro.
No, the 3 episodes I watched was fire, but like
it's just too much for the same thing over and over and over for multiple decades.
Yeah, so I will say that like I was saying about the big 3, all of them are fire. Naruto is great to me. I don't care what nobody say. One Piece is great, even though I'm only 500 episodes deep, which is fucking crazy to say. One Piece though, and Bleach is probably now my new favorite. To be honest, like Bleach is incredible. It's incredible.
Yeah, Bleach is insane.
After 5 years, my wife is on 437 of One Piece. She plans to be caught up by the end of the year. Let's see how that goes. She ain't gonna be caught up. Rob J. Right. Rob J says, "Who has the best French fries you've ever had?"
So
it's forever. I mean, we from Cleveland. Scuba Steve, what's up, baby? You late? I will say probably Rallies.
So
or Checkers if you're from anywhere else that's not Cleveland or wherever they don't have Rallies. I don't fucking know.
Rallies is good. That I used to love Wendy's fries, but they stopped putting the salt on them.
Yeah, they changed up.
And after that, I was like, yeah, I can't do that no more. But yeah, so I'm gonna rock with the Checkers / Rallies.
Yeah.
Throw some cheese on them.
Let's go, Polo Checker supremacy. Yeah, it's unbeatable. Like the season, and then when you get that perfect fry on them where they're not too deep in the fryer, you know, they pop out, they still got a soft squish, but it crunches at the same time. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. It's fire. It's the best.
That's the perfect bite.
Oh, J. Lee Trey says Chick-fil-A fries, the waffle fries.
I can see that.
I can only do that with like the Polynesian sauce though. I dip in them in the Polynesian sauce.
I gotta have the Chick-fil-A and the Polynesian sauce. I ain't gonna hold you.
I am not fucking with no Chick-fil-A sauce. That's
mix
crazy.
The salty and the sweet, because the Chick-fil-A sauce got the salty on it. The Polynesian got the sweet. You know, you mix it up.
You built different.
I am built different. That's why I work every day. Shout out to J. Lee Trey for lifting all that weight.
Oh yeah, I see you, J. Lee. I'm trying to get like you when I get older. Legend of Ash says, hey, that's a huge number. I remember, like you said, you never touching One Piece, and look at you now, 500 plus is fire. What's your favorite things for it so far? I'm assuming you mean that I've seen. My favorite thing was probably right before the time skip when everybody got their ass beat.
Yep.
That was absolutely my favorite fucking thing in One Piece when I was watching it. And I think it was up. I think after a little bit after the time skip is where I am now. But when they got their ass smoldered, I'm like, this one I was like, you could actually see because it's the video version. I'm like sitting here like this. Sorry for y'all listening. I'm like sitting here like this. They lost. They fucking lost. Because you would never think that the fucking One Piece crew would lose. That's my favorite thing from it for sure. Sorry, I had to go back and read that. That was important.
Hey, hear me out. Anytime I have to cry because a ship is no longer gonna be in the show, I think that's the best part right there. That shit had me kicked in the chest. Mm-hmm. Got me crying over a boat.
Yeah, Kuma, definitely Kuma for me.
No, Kuma's goated for sure.
I'm gonna tell y'all now. I didn't give a fuck. I didn't give a fuck about Ace. Nothing.
And that's saying a lot because Ace was all about fire and red.
and I would have loved that normally, but when I tell y'all I was watching that show, I'm like, yo, I'm 25 episodes deep. Why the fuck isn't he to Ace yet? This motherfucker's been running for 17 years. Why the fuck is he not to Ace yet? Like,
they had to introduce somebody better than Ace to take over.
Bro, I'm like, this is garbage, man. This guy stinks. I'm like, yo. For one, I thought Ace was big shit, so he go in there and he just to get blown. Antagonist is back. Yeah.
Not today. You got the beat on speed dial.
I don't think I do actually. I don't think I have pain themes on speed dial. He said, "Damn, you heartless on Ace. Was you spoiled?" No, I was not spoiled. I wasn't spoiled at all.
Sabo over Ace. I agree, 100%, bro. 100%.
Do I know who Sabo is yet?
No. Okay. Don't even worry about it.
Okay.
Don't even worry about it.
Y'all about to get me back in my fucking One Piece bag. I hate it here. Because I got so much to watch. What else? I finished that Hoyoka watch too. That shit was great. Topic.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, Christian says top 5 blowbacks. Clannad After Story was one.
Hear me out.
Ace right. So lame. Let's go, Fear. Let's go, baby. Huey, what's up, baby? I was spoiled for Ace. Oh, first got nicked in 2011. I didn't even know it was. I knew nothing about One Piece when I went into that rewatch. I was just watching. I'm like, oh, this is crazy. And then I saw somebody on the timeline made me watch some of that Ace's backstory shit. So I'm like, oh, okay, so he's supposed to be dope. And then when the situation happened, I'm like, oh, so this motherfucker's not dope. He stinks.
I mean, but hear me out. Imagine fighting the final boss at the beginning of a tournament. That's not fair. That's not a fair comparison. That's the final boss, bro. Before we even knew he was really gonna be the final boss. Come on. Imagine this your first UFC fight, and now you got to go against Israel Adesanya. This your debut fight for the belt.
True.
That don't make no sense. Y'all got to give him some credit at least a little bit. He ain't just get folded on sight. He just got folded.
So Crystal says, I would never forgive Polo for the tears I cried while watching Clannad. Yeah, that's number one top blowback. Because again, that was the first time ever in my life as an adolescent man, I'm literally like the fucking boo snot. I'm talking snot and everything from Clannad, like full fucking tears. And that's when I'm like, yo, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. It's great. It's great. So number one blowback was Clannad. High School of the Dead ending. It's a blowback for you? Yeah, that's pretty sad.
So I know this might not be huge for everybody, but Noragami had me on a blowback. And it was specifically when Yukine had to do his cleansing.
Okay. That's all you need to go.
For debauchery he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
It felt way more impactful than at that time for the anime that I had, invested myself in. That moment was way more impactful than I expected.
Another one was, I'm gonna go recent. My teen romantic comedy Snafu was the episode 8. I just talked up the season 2 of episode 8 for me. Seriously, it was maybe it was just the voice acting, but it was the first time we saw any emotion from Hachiman, bro, and that had me gone. gone. I actually shed a couple of tears. Christian says the fact that High School of the Dead not getting a season 2 blew me back. Facts.
I got a good one. What blew me all the way back, Rimuru during his Demon Lord transformation when he said, "All right, I'm just gonna exit everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody log out for the day. I need 10,000 of y'all to go ahead and click exit."
Yep.
And that shit blew me all the way back. I was like, okay, for 2 episodes, you just deleting people one by one. It was fire. I loved it.
I believe it was episode 14 of ReZero. I think that was the one. And it was obviously, for those of you who haven't watched ReZero, what are you doing? But ReZero, when she was confessing, that confession from Rem was literally the saddest I've been the whole time. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna let you finish, bro.
I was done.
Okay. Now, I don't think a lot of people watch this one, but this is one that I watched that I think people should watch. Kato, the Right Answer. It's the anime about another life form coming to Earth to solve all of Earth's problems.
I remember that one.
Yeah. It was like the final episode, like the episode previous to the final episode. So if it was like episode 12, it was episode 11, where they started trying to figure out how to end things. That whole sequence for me was great when they started figuring out the puzzles and how to get and overcome the problem. I recommend going to watch it. And now that I'm talking about it, I'm about to go rewatch it. But yeah, Kato, the Right Answer, that was one of the ones that blew me back, especially for like a psychological mystery, supernatural kind of.
For sure. Everybody's talking about it in the chat right now. 86, obviously. Fire. One of the hardest. That was probably the most recent blowback I had. Was 86.
No, it wasn't.
What?
A Galaxy Next Door.
Oh no, you're right. A Galaxy Next Door too. A Galaxy Next Door. That shit hurt. That shit hurt. And it was like, it wasn't even like that bad, but it was like it was just so good. 86 had me down bad. Rob J says 86 ending. Hugh TJ says, yeah. He says, my bad, bro. Rem not being chosen is the reason I'm not watching season 2. They messed up. You gotta watch season 2. You have to watch season 2, Kristen. It's fucking spectacular.
And another blowback. Because I know you felt blowback. Well, you felt blown back by this one. Cyberpunk Edge Runners.
Yeah, that
whole show was a blowback. But I'm talking about when, what's her name? Rachel? Was it Rachel? When she got Rebecca, that's who it was. When she got
Rebecca, yeah.
her whole situation happened, and then even our main character, when that whole situation happened at the end, I'm just like, it makes sense, but dang.
Yeah. J. Lee Trey says, hate to say it, but the moment we found out Rainer and Buddy, oh my God. Yes, man. I'm not even going to speak about my feelings on AOT nowadays, but during that time, big blowback, J. Lee Trey, when he found out our like the people we were rooting for probably the most in AOT was the Armored Titan and the Colossal Titan. That was a moment that I was like, that was when a flip switched, like, yo, what the fuck? And that's when I had it in my top 10 for like 2 seconds. It was incredible. It was an incredible moment, bro. Oh, Rob J brought up Vivi. What a real one. Vivi was another one. Very sad. Very sad.
And Madoka Magica blowing you back is very reasonable from episode 1. It's very reasonable for that anime to blow you back from the beginning.
I need to check out ReZero for Polo and read Twin Star Exorcist for Tail. We'll check out ReZero for both of us because it's our number 1 anime of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Angel Beats. Tell, man, I keep trying to get Tell to watch it. Did you watch it all?
Yeah.
Oh, why we ain't never talk about it? Did we ever talk? Yes.
Make sure I'm talking about the right thing.
Because I remember you starting it, and I remember you saying I couldn't finish it or some shit like that. Angel Beats was crazy. Who didn't like? Was it Rob J that didn't like Angel Beats? Somebody didn't like it, and it pissed me off. I think it might have been Tell though. Yui's song though. Whew.
Oh yeah, I definitely said this was Dookie Water. My bad.
Yeah, you bugging, bro. You bugging because you didn't even watch it. I think you watched like 2 episodes.
Yeah, that was enough. I felt dehydrated.
That's crazy. I need a new host.
Oh man.
Oh my goodness, man.
The All of Monogatari. blew me back. The from the first time I watched it, that whole series, every single one. That's why I had to recommend it to Polo. That was actually one I watched before the podcast too. Well, a lot of it was I watched before the podcast. So yeah, that's another series that really started to blow me back for sure.
Jay Lee Trey says guilty pleasure and a crazy blowback was Guilty Crown. Monogatari is definitely goated. I still gotta finish it. I'm so close to being done with it, but then I stopped because the new season was coming up, and I had to be ready for that. A lot of blowbacks, man.
Parasite the Maxim. They had some blowbacks there too.
Oh yeah.
Except for that ending. That ending blew me back because it was garbage.
Straight up. I didn't know Adam Gibbs played the main voice in Parasite. I watched that one subbed. But he also the main dude in Parasite, which is fire. Topic idea, your favorite anime drip.
Bleach. All of it. Oh.
I thought you were talking about what I'm wearing now, which is Lube Complex, lubecomplex.com. But no, if you're talking about show-wise, you say Bleach? Yeah, probably Bleach.
Bleach, the Fate series, because Gilgamesh was the freshest person I've ever seen in an anime.
You spitting on that for real. You know what's funny?
What's that?
This might sound crazy, and this is mostly because Yu Yu Hakusho is real fucking dope. Golden Tom, not necessarily the males. This is a slice of life anime, but the female in Golden Tom, she was the freshest girl in anime, probably ever. The main character in Golden Tom. What was her name again? I can't remember. Kuko. Yeah, Kuko Kaiga. She was so fresh all the time, and it was one of the shows that where like the main character, the girl, she dressed in different shit. Like every episode was so good. Was so good. Who else had my favorite? Yeah, besides Bleach, I don't really know anybody else that's really drippy in anime outside of Bleach. I know people say JJ's, but that shit just don't.
I mean, if we going like, because I know obviously drip is like the clothes, but let's say we going off aesthetic, we can even say something like, to me personally, we can say like Sword Art Online Alicization. When they got to their like final fits and stuff, I thought it looked clean, and then you mix it in with the action, and it's through the roof.
Rob J says, I'm starting the World Finest Assassin tomorrow. Finally. That was one of our favorites from the season that came out. Can't wait to binge. Super Crooks. Super Crooks,
they had some good drip in there.
I don't think I've ever seen Super Crooks.
It's I think I recommended it, and I don't think you watched it because it wasn't like something I think specifically was on your radar.
Oh, because it was a Netflix joint. That's why.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's why I missed that one. I didn't have Netflix.
Tokyo Ghoul got some drip in there.
Tokyo Ghoul, even though the show stinks, absolutely got the drip for real.
And I think Tower of God in the later seasons in the web comic actually has some good drip in there too.
Oh, the kimonos in Demon Slayer. He says drip. Bleach, Yu Yu Hakusho, Fate, SAO, JJK, Demon Slayer. The kimono specifically. Cyberpunk too. Cyberpunk is fucking amazing with the drip. I found that jacket as soon as it dropped. Honestly, Sailor Moon. Expound on that, TK. The drip in Sailor Moon. Magical girl shows is not my jam. Let me see. I'm gonna look at some Sailor Moon drip. My Google gonna look crazy by the time this podcast is done.
Yeah, honestly, it is Sailor Moon though, and it's just because of how they transition. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like. No, they kind of kicked it off with this shit though. They kind of set it off. You're right though. Yeah, they definitely set it off. They are the queens of the drip. I'm not gonna hold you. Hold on. It's kind of fire. I had to do a quick Google. I believe now. I'm a believer.
I think God Eater got some good drip too. You ever seen God Eater?
No, I only know about the game because I'm a nerd.
Yeah. Oh, okay, you nerdy ass. All right, God Eater got some drip, but I mean that's probably why, and that's what I was gonna say is that they probably got the drip because of the game. You know what I mean?
Yep.
The game's always because you would even think of like what's your game? Yeah, your best RPG of all time.
Baldur's Gate.
No, the
Cyberpunk.
Phantom.
Near Automata.
With the Phantom, what they call them? The Phantom Troop? Not them. Because that's Yu Yu Hakusho. Not Yu Yu Hakusho.
That's Sailor Moon with that weird pedophile dude. The Phantom Troop.
They got the spirits, and it's the RPG.
What are you talking about, chat? I don't know what you're talking about.
Hold on, give me a second. I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. It's called
Hunter x Hunter?
No, leave me alone.
Because it is a Phantom Troop in Hunter x Hunter. That is true.
They put them in Smash Bros.
They put them in Smash Bros.
With Joker.
Oh, Persona. You doofus.
Persona. That's what I was trying to think, bro. Hey, I'm looking at a list of like 1,000 anime. Calm down.
Hey, no, for real. Tell is spitting. Persona's drip from Persona 3 to Persona 4 to Persona 5. And they're dope well, the animes are they're okay. It's just they can't be as fleshed out as they are in the game, but that drip is crazy.
And then Symphogear, which I know Polo didn't watch, but it's a magical girl anime. Symphogear, I think, got some drip on there, but it's also mostly about the sound design, if we're not talking about drip specifically, but they got the way they transform into their gear is dope.
Jay Lee says Genshin Impact. If I was a cosplayer, I would definitely throw on some Genshin Impact shit for real.
And some Bungo Stray Dogs, because they always got the suits on. Come on, man.
You spitting right now. It's crazy. Hunter x Hunter, Rob J says. I don't know about that. Or was he delayed? I think he was delayed. What should you start? I just refreshed Twitter, Huey. Well, another topic. What should Huey start? Angel Next Door, Angel Beats, or Madoka Magica? I'm gonna say Angel Next Door. It's quick.
Of course you're gonna say Angel Next Door.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Hey, come on, man. Hey, come on, man.
I'm gonna go contrary to Polo and go Madoka Magica.
That's crazy. You would be the first vote if you do it on this tweet. The Phantom Troop definitely got drip too. Yeah, they were fine, but what? Who else? You know, the Bugs was naked. You know what I'm saying? For the most part.
But they still had armor that looked a little drippy. You know.
You got that weird pervert, who obviously is a weird pervert. What's his name? You can tell we're not big Hunter x Hunter guys here. It's a good show.
Hisoka.
Yeah, Hisoka. It's a good show. Great moments. That about it. All right. Anyway, I'm making a lot of people mad tonight. I'm sorry.
No, we love you, bro.
Topic idea. What's your favorite video games that dropped this year? Jay. Bruh, we talked about this in the after story.
That's fire.
But this year so far already, Baldur's Gate 3, man.
Oh, yeah. Baldur's Gate 3.
Baldur's Gate 3 is probably one of the best RPGs I think or CRPG specifically, that I've ever played in my life. It's fucking incredible. For sure. I'm looking forward to Starfield. That's coming up soon. In 9 days, actually. 10 days. 10 days until I'm playing Starfield. I might even stream that too.
You need to stream that.
What was your favorite game? Pokemon? DLC or whatever?
Pokemon dropped last year. The DLC ain't out yet, so really I can't say Pokemon.
Yo, Jelly Trace. He's spitting too.
That Texas Chainsaw game looks fun. I actually want to play that. But I gotta say, the most time I've played in the game right now outside of Pokemon is Diablo 3 or 4, sorry. And I think it is a great game, but I will say I don't think it's game of the year, especially even with a little bit of Baldur's Gate I've played. Baldur's Gate is better.
Easily.
At least for me. But what you think about that anime date night idea? What anime would you watch on a date night?
Christian says, topic idea, anime date night anime recommendations from everyone here. Ooh, Jay Sawyer says Final Fantasy, or Huey TJ says to Jay Sawyer, Final Fantasy 16 and waiting for Spider-Man 2. Yeah, that's Final Fantasy 16 is crazy good too. But damn, I forgot that came out this year. This year is nuts, man. Holy shit.
Crazy.
Date night anime. Question, Christian. Is she into anime already? You know what I'm saying? Or no? Because that's a big important thing. Because if she's not into anime, I don't want to pick anything crazy. You know what I'm saying? Yes, she's into anime. Jay Lee Trey says Death Note. I would say hell no. Hell no. That's a hard no from Polo.
I got a safe pick.
What's up?
Safe pick if they're not in the anime or if they are in the anime. Summertime rendering.
Let's go. Yes.
I'm saying that because I say they in the mysteries. Like my wife is into like mysteries and stuff like that. Summertime rendering. It's an easy hit. My wife don't even watch anime all like that, but she was loving summertime rendering. So easy one.
Easy for me. Both if you're not into anime or if she is, silent voice. The silent voice is pure goated. It's like one of the greatest of all time.
My Happy Marriage. We keep seeing that, bro. We got to go ahead and.
Yeah, we're waiting for it to be done. We waiting for it to be done, man. Hey, I said last week. Well, I cut out a lot of what I said last week, to be honest. So I don't think I'm gonna go into it again. But I'm going into it completely fresh. Every time I see anything about it on the timeline, I just scroll as fast as I can. I don't know nothing about this show. I can't wait to watch it. TK Does Nothing says, topic idea. What anime exceeded your expectations? Like you didn't think that was going to be that good. 86, one.
Vivi, 86, Astro Lost in Space.
Yep.
Summertime.
No, seriously though, Astro Lost in Space. That was the season that was 2 seasons, 3, 4 seasons. God damn, we've been doing this for a long time. But something about that Astro Lost in Space, we totally dismissed it when we were doing our summer. I think it was summer. Our preview season for whenever that season was coming out. We looked at it. We was like, yeah, no, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then I was like, that was a time where I was watching everything. So we turned it on. And it was a 45-minute episode, and I was captivated, bro.
What's
captivated.
That other one? Tanya of Evil or something like that?
Tanya of Evil, that isekai, yeah.
Yeah, Saga of Tanya the Evil, yeah. That was another one that surprised me of how good it is. Which I don't talk about it a lot, but that's another one that was just, I feel like people see it, but surprised at how good it was. Had no idea it was going to be like that. Odd Taxi was another good one for sure. Yeah,
Odd Taxi was one I did not expect to like either. But I think it was you. I think it was Jay Lee Trey that got me hip to it.
It was Scuba Steve, and I know I was saying something about it too.
Yeah, there's so many of y'all telling me. Chobits, that's a good one. For date night. Oh, Erased. That show should tell. Erased is fire.
It is my shit. That was one of the first anime I had my wife watch.
Well, tell y'all when y'all watch My Happy Marriage is done. It's 12 episodes. 8 episodes dropped this week. Okay, yeah. Here we let us know when it's done. I mean, I got it in my list, in my adding list, but I got to make sure we watch that. 86 Galaxy Next Door, My Happy Marriage. Ice Guy was fucking fire. Classroom of the Elite was one that exceeded my expectations. Jay Lee Trey says Classroom of the Elite. I was all over it from the moment I watched it. Was that during my the site that shall not be named Anime Kiss days?
Yes,
I think that was because that was well before this podcast. And then I kept telling Tel to watch it, and he wouldn't, and until he finally did.
It was okay.
Come on, and season 2 got you though.
Season 2 was better. Season 1,
Nah, you bugging.
Season 1 was mediocre.
He's a demon.
I will happily be that.
Romantic Killer ending up being so much better than I thought it was going to be. I used Romantic Killer on a date night, and she was hooked. Why haven't I heard of Romantic Killer?
I know. I just added it to my list to watch because it came out in 2022.
What?
Yeah, we missed it.
Jay Sawyer, you might have. It's a Netflix joint. That's why I missed it. Dude, when I see Netflix, I completely ignore it. I'm not gonna hold you. I completely ignore it. It's on my planning. You know what? I'm gonna set it to watching so it pops up on my. Crystal says, y'all clean up your annual list yet? Yes, I did actually.
I did not.
I did. I have everyone that I'm watching on there, like actually watching, so it's clean. Reign of the Seven Spellblade shit is so good. Didn't expect it to be that fire. Agreed.
Yeah, those last couple of episodes were really good for me.
Tie of the Evil is supposed to be getting another season. What studio did Tie of the Evil? I could probably tell you why they not. Something I do when I'm looking at anime, especially on anime, is nut. It's still coming. Yeah. Oh, it's a TBA though.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's supposed to be coming. And please temper your expectations when you watch My Happy Marriage. That's exactly what I do. I said it in last week's episode in which I cut off so much of it. I don't know nothing about it. No, I just see My Happy y'all watch My Happy Marriage. It's including from you, Rob.
Yeah.
Demon. You're setting these expectations on Twitter.
Right.
I can't.
Looking at the vending machine because of you.
Yeah. Stop. Ain't nobody watching that vending machine shit. I was gonna get the lawyers on Rob actually for that one.
I'm telling you.
If it was good, I was gonna have to retire. But no, my expectations for My Happy Marriage is like, because I'm not a big shoujo guy, but when I saw like everybody talking about it, I put it on my watch list, and I'm like, you know what, this is gonna be a part of the list of where I binge stuff, because I'm doing this season different. Like I said multiple times, I'm doing this season so different that I'm just watching a bunch of shit in a binge form. Like, dude, Masamune Kun's Revenge season 2, the fact that I haven't even started that yet blows my fucking mind, because I'm sitting here watching these episodes pile up and it's driving me crazy. I'm watching vending machine. Stop, Rob J. Don't encourage this. Don't encourage this.
I did not finish the last season of Is It Okay to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon?
What was your favorite anime from 2015? Jay Lee Trey asked.
All of ours? Let's see.
Well, I already know what yours is gonna be.
How you know?
Oh my, maybe I don't know because it's a couple in here for you.
Ooh, okay.
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Charlotte for me.
Oh, come on. Oh, hold up. Come on. This is hard for me.
2015 was Tails' year. I picked Charlotte over Overlord, even though y'all know how I feel about Overlord. Overlord is one of my favorites. But Charlotte was different. Shout out to Food Wars. Food Wars is in 2015? Oh, yeah, it was. Holy shit. Snow White with the red hair was in there, too? Oh, my gosh. Was 2015 one of the greatest years of all times? My Love Story?
2015 was insane, bro.
It definitely wasn't one of the greatest of all times, but it's absolute duo was fire. I enjoyed that ecchi romance. Judge Me Not. Leader Judging the Judy.
And the Orphans was out here.
I would know it's Zero season 2.
Did we go see Resurrection F? We did. No, but was that 2015 we went to go see that? Or which Dragon Ball movie did we go see?
Oh yeah, what was it? Resurrection F?
That was before I moved, so it had to be like what, 2013, 2014?
No, yeah, it definitely wasn't Resurrection F. I can tell you that now. We went to go see one of them. That was a fire time.
I'm struggling, but I'm gonna go with.
Hold on, why was 2015 so crazy?
I know. I'm gonna go with Fate Unlimited Blade Works.
Okay.
Because come on,
you know where I thought you was gonna go?
I do.
Where you? What you say? What you think?
I assumed you was gonna think Blood Blockade right front. Chivalry of a Fell Knight or
Nah.
Where is it at? Death Parade.
Nah, Noragami.
Oh my god, yeah.
Hey, Princess School dropped in 2015. Yeah, man.
That's a great year, man.
Bro, Plastic Memories, another fire one. Crystal says, I love Snow White with the red hair. I just watched My Love Story 2. My Love Story is so good. My teen romantic comedy Snafu 2 was out 2015. Overlord, obviously, one of the GOATs. Assassination Classroom was mad decent.
Did you watch Triage X?
Yes, I did. I had to look at the title. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Base Day, Unlimited Blade Works, second season, of course.
I did watch Maria the Virgin Witch.
That one was Gate was amazing. Gangsta. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Season 2 of K dropped. I was, dude, K was one of my favorite binges I had for real.
Yes.
The Testament of a Sister New Devil, guilty pleasure. 2015 was a great year, and one of the Monogatari's came out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I got to this one yet. No, I didn't. Dad needs to talk. I'm mega late, but what up, y'all? What up, Dad needs to talk? Good to see you, baby.
What's happening?
We just doing topics from the chat now. We've been going for quite a while. We can go a little bit more just to see where we find a good stopping point. Dog, Beyond the Boundary was fire. Now, 2015 might have been one of the greatest years.
That's actually crazy looking at it though.
Yeah,
it was this thick.
Yo, straight up Asterisk War. I remember getting you telling you to watch that one.
Yeah,
that was before you did the podcast. Sleeper from 2015. No, non. Oh, is that slice of life joint? The super wholesome one. Is that the one I'm thinking about? Bikini Warriors was 2015 too. That's crazy, bro. High School DxD Born was that season 2, I think. Bro, 2015 was nuts. Yo,
it's a lot of ecchi this year for sure.
Yeah, it was my year. It was my year. It was my year for sure. What a year. Why did we get on the top? Oh, because Jay Lee Trey. I'm like, why did we get there?
You know how you did.
That's crazy. That's fucking fantastic year. We might have to do a episode on this year in particular. All right, anything else before we wrap? Let's get that and nap.
All right. Oh, the Initial D, Legend 2. I gotta pick up Initial D again, by the way.
Me with the Monogatari. Yeah, we got a lot to do. All right, man. Well, if that's it. Oh, wait. We'll end on this one. Favorite? I wasn't even watching anime in 2015. That's wild. Yo, Rob, that's an ecchi ass year. You gotta check. No, we got another one. Okay, we got a few more. We'll end on Jay Lee Trays, but we're gonna go to TK. Anime that made you pick up the manga. Love and Lies.
My Hero Academia.
Oh.
One Piece. Seraph of the End.
Attack on Titan was one for me too.
Clearly Attack on Titan. But I feel like Attack on Titan didn't make you pick up the manga. It was me and everybody else. Everybody was like, Polo, read it.
It was specifically you and Rob.
Yeah. Twin Star Exorcist, obviously.
Rob J, that is.
What's that called? Not Soul Eater.
Jay Lee Trey says My Hero, Demon Slayer, and then Crystal comes in with Moriarty, Patriot, My Hero, SDS. Unfortunately, fuck is SDS? Seven Deadly Sins.
Seven Deadly Sins. Yeah.
Dude, I erased that anime out of my mind.
Death Ray.
Yeah, Love Lies was definitely one I picked up. One that ruined an anime for me is, I'm going the opposite way, TK, was Kaguya-sama Love is War. Like, I read Kaguya-sama Love is War first and tried to watch the anime, and it was verbatim. It was like word for word, bar for bar. Couldn't do it though. I was disinterested for some reason in the anime. I'm gonna go back and pick it up, but Rob J says My Hero after season 4. Season 4, was that season 4 that stunk? I think that was season 4 that was absolute garbage for me. That anime was awful. Christians ask us, what's our next long form anime? So right now, I would consider the My Teen Romantic Comedy Snafu series a long form. Pseudo. I mean, it's short. 13 episodes a week. Never telling Polo to read a manga again. Stick to watching, sir. After Attack on Titan, bro, listen, that shit fucking ruined me.
Oh my goodness.
That shit was in my top 10 until I read it.
I do want to pick up the ReZero light novels.
Yeah, we gotta wait. It's coming back next month, I think next month.
I'm not trying to read it until it's done because I want to stay anime only, but I do want to read that.
Yo, Rob J made a good point. anybody who sleeps with the TV on purpose is an alien. I don't think he meant like with the TV on watching anime. I meant like something you put on before you hit the bed, right? I'm assuming Jay Lee Trey. I'm assuming that's what he meant. I'm assuming that's what he meant. For that, let's see what else. We had another one. No, that was it. All right, and then to Jay Lee's. Yeah, okay. So to Jay Lee's anime to go to bed to, and then we gonna end on that.
So here y'all go.
Honestly,
man, bro,
that's a tough one.
So,
AKA let it run while you sleep. I never did that before. Probably because I never had a TV in my room. Well, as a kid, I did, obviously, but not now. Not as an adult. I don't have a TV in my room. For me, Boruto.
Trying to think why? Because it bores you.
He on to something. To be honest, when I did have a TV, the Ancient Magnus Bride was one that was a good one. I always had to rewatch whatever I fell asleep to, though.
I guess if it's something I'm falling asleep to, I know I've fallen asleep to like Hajime no Ippo.
Yeah, I've did that too.
But not because I was bored, but just turned it on and just had it in the background. I'm trying to think. I know one of them was The Saint's Magic Powers Omnipotent. I had that on in the background a couple times just because it was chill.
Rob J says any subbed anime. Reading subtitles make my eyes heavy. Crazy enough, Code Geass was another one. I did that too. That's another one.
I do know your life. I know.
You know what? I think I got the episode for Rob J.
What's that?
The dub conversation. You know? Maybe we do like a favorite dub shows or some shit topic for Rob J. We got it, Rob. See you soon. See you soon. Now we got to think of something for Mr. Johnny there.
I'm telling you.
Those are the two that we was going to have on this podcast this year. 100% of the fact. Like that was set in stone probably 6 months ago.
Yeah, but we halfway through the year now. We gotta
get it going. Yeah, for sure. Shout out to Nier Automata for ruining that for us for our Rob J review. All right. Just let me know about the ecchi episode. You doofus.
Read that Closest Neighbors.
Doofus. Oh, y'all are fools. All right, y'all, listen. What was I gonna say? I'm here for it. So this is an idea, and this is what we're gonna close on. Let us know what y'all think of this idea. Maybe doing, and Tel brought this up after we recorded After Story? I think it was after we recorded After Story last week, After Story 65. But we think we might do this once a month, like don't hold us to it yet, but once a month about like the month wrap up. You know, like wrap up the month of seasonal anime that we did, and maybe do a live episode. We wanted to see how this could go.
Yeah.
And it went extremely well. Would y'all be down for that? Jay Sawyer says absolutely.
Look like our boy JD trade down.
End of the season live wrap up. Fire idea. TK does nothing. So the last episode of the month, we do a live stream episode wrap up of like the seasonal shit. And talk about favorite episodes. Crystal says, yeah, Shogo High will be there. Jay Lee Trey says, I think we should do it, man.
Let's do it.
We got to give it more reason to use this intro, too.
Yes.
Anyway, I'm at Polo Born Fly on all social media.
I'm at King Taliano on all social media.
You can follow our social medias at Mike Check Waifu on X, at Mike Check Waifu on Instagram and TikTok and Threads. And as always, Mike Check.
A hell of a 216 episode.
You're now tuned into Mike Check Waifu.